Alright, what's up guys? It's Radiologist back doing another tutorial. But for this one I wanted to do a more updated tutorial on hardstyle kick making, specifically getting that right distortion feeling from your kick. I made a hardstyle kick tutorial back in 2019 and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that good at it back then, so the product of that video isn't that great. So I want to do it better now in the year 2023, almost 2024. And yeah, my kick abilities have improved. So just to play a few, you know, I got this one, I've got this one, that one's a little iffy. I use it still though. This one, yeah, please don't rip those kicks. If you rip those kicks, you're mean, but it's okay because the quality of the kick won't be good if you rip it from this video. So because of course I'm providing the knowledge on how to get that type of sound, so I would prefer that people learn it, but I digress. So all hardstyle kicks start with a basic 909. This one already has some drive to it. It's from a splice sample pack, and I have it pitched down 100 semitones, I believe, to make it into G, because it was at G sharp originally. The basis of all hardstyle kick making is boosting frequencies or cutting, distorting, boosting, distorting, boosting, distorting, all that type of stuff. So on our first one, we cut out a little low end and a good amount of high end, because as you add or boost frequencies and distort, your high end becomes increasingly more distorted, and sometimes you don't want to overdo it. You want to keep it tame in a way, and a lot of your crunch comes from the mid-range. So yeah, we apply that, and then we apply our first distortion. Just taking a look right now, I believe we do not have any. Well, it is asymmetric in a way, just by the different shapes that we have on the things. By the way, Rift Minimal Audio, great plugin. Love the distortion capabilities out of it, especially since Isotope Trash is now discontinued. I used it in this project because I have it, but I believe they're no longer selling it, unfortunately. Pretty sad. But of course, back to talking about the process. If you're boosting, or you're cutting in this case, and distorting, then you have a very old school sounding kick. There's some character to it that we already like, especially in the mid-range. So on the next thing, we enhance that mid-range. We do a lot of boosting from the 380 hertz to 1308 hertz. And then on the next one, we do even a little more, but then we cut in the kind of bass and the sub bass region and the high end. So that's what that sounds like. It clips because we haven't added distortion, so it kind of doesn't. You'll see it clips on the mixer. And then Isotope Trash 2, which has some asymmetric distortion. So if you look at a sound wave, you know, you have, imagine drawing a line through this. At least this is how I see it. You are applying different distortion parts to that line. So this will be below the center line, and this is above, to distort it, and then you can kind of change the different sounds. Yeah. And then to continue on, we boost in the sub range, some of the mid, cut out some 227, 2401, and adding that sub, it starts getting more bassy, more there. Distortion 2, free plugin, a little hard to use because I like visual parts to my plugins I use, but on this one, this is great for asymmetric distortion or getting that original sound. Nimble tools, they're known for nimble kick, which is a good kick pitching thing. Another tutorial I want to do. I'd recommend picking this one up and trying to learn it a little bit, but then adding that in, you got. So I started running out of slots on the mixer for effects, so I just routed this signal to another one so I could continue the process. We got even more. So here it looks like I take out a lot of the bass region and a lot of the high region and some mid region, I guess. and then we distort it with some, yeah, so this is like a noise distortion, and then this is a wave shape distortion. Sometimes you want that high-end crispiness of noise, so that's why I add that in there. And we go to the next EQs. So this one you saw, boosting mids again, getting that peak. This one is just very minimal cut of high end, and well, I say minimal even though we have it set to where it's like a 30 decibel range, but then if I like, you know, bring it down to 3, that looks like a massive decrease, because it really is. It's subtracting like 4 decibels from each region. So then, of course, after you do some equalizing, you want to do distortion to make it more enhanced. Now we're starting to get a little crazy here. Obviously, we have what it sounds like a lot of high end, but we keep going. We boost the mid, we boost the sub a little bit, and then we add distortion again. Mainly these effects, and then this is your symmetry. So this is how you kind of like add that asymmetrical portion to it. Another thing, I am sorry, I forgot about this, but this right here, automation, slot 6, so I assume that would be our EQ. Just have to look for where it's probably here. Yeah, so I have it peak at the start for the talk portion, the TOK. That's what you kind of call the punch of a hardstyle kick, to be at the top and then decrease so that we don't have that mid stay throughout the kick. And then we add another Pro Q3, boosting this up and cutting a little bit in the bass region and adding to the high region, and then a wave shaper. Pretty wave shapers free in FL Studio. You can do asymmetrical distortion. This switch right here will then allow you to put it into a mode that allows you to edit it as if it's asymmetrical distortion. Then we get that. This isn't routed anywhere else, so then what I probably did is I recorded it into Edison to then drop it to here. I took out the talk. I have some pre-made talks from kicks over time. You could layer, you could take talks from sample pack kicks or whatever and kind of combine them, make them your own. So that's what I did. So I started playing around with these two. I think it was a good match between a talk and a tail, I guess that's what you call it. And then, if you notice, I keep the sub. However, this portion right here, which is another kick I made. So this is the part where I start, you know, taking in other. Hold on, if I can take out the Pro Q3. Other kicks I've made and start layering to take bits of other ones I really like. And I don't normally use this kick by itself. It wasn't really a kick I wanted to use. So I take out the sub bass, cut down in the mids, and add to the highs to add crispiness. That's what that sounds like. So then what I did is I, of course, recorded it into Edison again. And then I got this. Now notice for this one, wherever that is. So oh, this is the grouping of these two. So I cut out the sub bass because I layer a different sub bass from another kick. That one. Although I also keep in the mid and high, the layer. One important thing is when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't have any phasing, so you want to get it in line as much as possible. So like you see how it peaks here, it'll also peak to the upper region rather than the lower region. I'll show you what happens if you don't. Like if I do something like this, it doesn't sound as good as this, in my opinion. I mean, it kind of works, but you're phasing out some signals, so I would recommend trying to keep this in line. And it's pretty easy with FL, and you can also do it in Ableton by, you know, shifting your samples. So then I you know, render it again, but then I layer new talk this kick. This is the kick I used in Darkness. I like the tone of this talk, and then I layer it together. The punching kick. We have a soft clipper that no effect. It's just soft clipping. There's no changes. I don't have any output, input, any of that. Which then I get to here. That sounds really bad, but that's because this needs to be on because I know it's back here. Yeah. This is for if you're doing after the drop and you want to end it. Yeah, the little reverb tail. But yeah, this is pretty much how you make a new age sounding hardstyle kick. Definitely not a classic euphoric sounding. But sorry, I don't know why my eyes are deceiving me. Pretty good. Yeah, so once again, boost with EQ, distort, boost, distort, all that. And I believe most of these are in 0 latency mode. I'd recommend picking up Pro Q3 just because of the freedom you have to draw peaks and all that. Because with say EQ8, you can do it. I will say, or not EQ8, sorry, that's Ableton's. But both had the same reason why I wouldn't necessarily use them. You kind of are restricted with all these peaks, so then you have to use more and more. And this goes up to the I want to say plus 18 maybe. So you can only peak it by 18. The other one you could peak much more. And same for EQ8. Although this one has 7 and in EQ8 you have 8. Alright. Quit your yapping. Gotta stop myself there. I was getting off track talking about EQs and all that. Basically what I was trying to say is that I recommend Pro Q3 because you have more freedom of what peaks you can do and all that. Whilst with EQ8 and parametric EQ2 from FL Studio, it's possible to make hardstyle kicks with those, but I don't recommend it. It just becomes more tedious. However, to get to the end of the video, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you reached this far, I would like to thank you all for the support. Especially we're at 472 subscribers. Big numbers. Never thought I'd get that much, really. We're almost at 500. I really want to get there, maybe by the end of the year, but we have about 5 days for that to happen, so that's okay. It could happen for 2024. I'll have to figure out if I'll do a special for that. But anyways, I do want to announce that I have a new song coming out on January 22nd of 2024, obviously. It's called Lose My Breath, new hardstyle song. I'm very excited for it. I feel like it's one of my best sounding produced songs yet. So yeah, very excited for that. And I hope this video helped. I take requests, obviously. I have plans to make a kick pitching tutorial because I think this is going to be a series for hardstyle kicks, where it's going to be called the Hardstyle Kick Academy or something. I don't know. Where I just talk about different factors of making hardstyle kicks and all that. Which if you have anything that you want from that, let me know. But yeah, definitely kick pitching on the agenda. But yeah, thank you for sticking around to the very end. Appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, comment. Let me know how this video was edited. It's new for me. I have some nice chill music in the background, and I cut out a lot of audio stuff of my part. I was coughing a lot during the recording and all that, so I hope that's pretty cool. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and have a good one. See ya.